I'm here in the quiet central hall of the Las Vegas Convention Center. I'm about to attend the World of Concrete, the annual Informa trade show for the construction industry. This show was delayed a couple months because of COVID. This is the first show I've attended in more than a year, and I can't wait. After walking and walking and walking, I finally found my way to a place that printed my badge. So here I am at the World of Concrete, and I was told confidentially that although the pre-publicity talked about attendance of 60,000, it is perhaps half that amount. World of Concrete is not only a place to come and see equipment, it is a place to learn, and here is a whole schedule of, I think, more than 100 seminars have been scheduled for folks in the industry to come and learn. This handsome young guy is named Chance, and he is with a company called Busy Busy. I love the name. What is it that you are doing with the time tracking?
So we help construction companies leverage their job site data with a mobile time tracking app. It helps them eliminate paper time cards and all of the time and inaccuracies wasted doing that. So we have a desktop version and a mobile version of the app just to help contractors know who's on site, what their time is, what their labor budgets are, and then make more money per job.
Okay, and you also mentioned they take a picture of the job of what they were doing?
Yeah, so there's some reporting tools on there that help us, our project supervisors, know exactly what's been done. So there's a fill out of labor budgets, reports of weather, pictures on site, total time per day, and then as far as GPS and equipment, there's an ability to know exactly where your men are, what they're doing, and where your equipment is as well, so you have a full report.
I'll be darned. I still mentally am thinking of one piece of paper, and you're checking it in, and that wouldn't work on construction, would it?
Yeah, sometimes the details make all the difference with time tracking. So.
Okay, and where's your company located?
We're located in southern Utah, St. George, Utah.
Okay, great. That's a beautiful area. I stopped and asked Stan a question because of the sign in back of him. What is a concrete sensor?
So we make these concrete sensors or loggers that actually get put into the concrete, and so the concrete gets poured over them, and they can measure temperature, and based on the temperature and time reading, we can calculate the maturity of concrete, we can calculate the strength of concrete, and so this helps in a couple different ways. One of the big ones is keeping to a schedule. For example, if you are setting up a high rise and you need to pull tension on the floor as fast as possible.
Now what does that mean, pull tension on the floor?
So you pull tension, they've got runners going through the concrete, and when you pull tension on it, it strengthens the whole structure.
Okay.
So when you need to know how soon you can pull tension and do that as fast as possible. So with our sensors and our cloud software, we can calculate exactly when that needs to happen. So we can keep to a better schedule, keep you guys on a better schedule, and it just makes everything go faster overall. So that's one of the big reasons that we use them. And then beyond that, we just need to put them in mass concrete if you're trying to keep track of temperature or anything like that. So it's a really, really handy project, piece of equipment.
So when people, they don't buy just one, do they?
No, and we have a lot of projects that have probably several hundred sensors, depending on the size of the project. For example, like a big dam where they're pouring a lot of concrete, they'll put hundreds of these sensors so they can keep track of core temperatures versus surface temperatures and make sure that the differentials aren't too high. So there's lots of different applications.
So there's a lot of science in concrete. I'm just thinking of, those big trucks and they pour it and it dries and that's it. No, that's not it.
Oh, there's a lot of science involved for sure. And different concrete mix designs will cure faster or slower and get hotter or colder depending on different things that get put into the concrete. So we can tell you based on those mix designs where your strength is, where your maturity is, and then track your temperatures throughout the course of the project.
And your company is inside?
Yes, ma'am.
And where is it located?
We're out of Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Okay, welcome to Las Vegas.
Thank you so much.
The folks at Ariat provide work clothes, and they are here. Shoes and clothes, and behind this rack there's a man trying on shoes. I am on my way to visit the West Hall expansion, a brand new offering at the Las Vegas Convention Center. I was on the first floor and was asking, how do I get there? Well, I could walk outside. I could take an escalator up to the second floor, but a lady down there said, for you, take the elevator. It's right around the corner. I don't know whether I must have looked like I couldn't handle a moving staircase. At any rate, I'm on my way, and this is some big building. It's a long walk. Fortunately, there are chairs along the way. Here's the entrance to the West Expansion displays of the world of concrete. There seem to be more people over here than were in the North Hall. I was talking to these gentlemen about this machine here, and they were saying that what it does, and I'll go around and show you the front, is it breaks up concrete. And I said, well, why do you want to break up concrete? And he talked about what? Fumes and...
Well, you don't want fumes if you're working inside. Our machines are meant for confined space.
So
they're meant to work outside as well, but we're meant more for working indoors. And we've been around doing that since 1976.
Okay, and this is a remote control?
That's the remote for the machine, yes.
So the machine can operate without four guys standing around? Or?
Correct. And you can take a view of this. This is only some of the things the machine can do. It does more than that. We sell to 9 different industries.
Okay, and that particular machine, whose backside I saw, may be in the $200,000 range,
yes,
price-wise. Holy cow, I've got so many remotes at home, I'm going crazy. Then this, so you teach people how to...
When a customer purchases our equipment, we're technicians that go out to train the people to train their operators.
Okay.
And teach them how to take care of the machine. And learn to teach you also how to apply the machine to the work that they're going to do.
Okay, how long does a lesson take?
A training can go anywhere from 1 day to a week.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm going to go around and take a picture of the front.
Thank you, ma'am.
Here's the machine that will break up the concrete, and it comes with accessories as well. Wow, look at this big thing. This is called a big boom truck. At least that's what it says on the sign of it. And wow. Takes up a lot of room. It's getting near noon on the last day of World of Concrete, and a few more people are showing up. Maybe folks who wanted to come to Las Vegas for the weekend. This is something interesting. It's a virtual concrete exhibit by Aztec. A company called EZG from Ohio makes this concrete mixer. I love the name. It's called the Mud Hog. How to get noticed. Paint all your equipment green. This is the Kenworth booth, and they are advertising the chassis of this truck, and the mixer part, in this case, was made by a company in Minneapolis. I was asking some questions about mixing, and the gentleman here said typically once the mix is put into the tumbler there, you want to pour it within an hour. Somehow I thought you could drive across country, and as long as the thing was going around, everything would be fine. No. Typically you want it in about an hour, otherwise things can go wrong. P.S. if you want a truck like this, be ready to pay about $200,000. This is a Peterbilt dump truck, and it has been dressed up for the show. Ballpark $250,000, something like that. This is absolutely gorgeous. Sign out front of this booth, and I wondered what underbridge meant. I thought it meant somehow that a truck would go under a bridge. Well, I was dead wrong.
Well, no,
Here's the picture. No, I thought you meant, that a tunnel. I mean, a tunnel is so high, and if you have too high of a truck, you get. That's what I didn't look at this, and so the gentleman here was explaining that you can. What would you do under here? Change a light or?
Any type of work that you'd have to do underneath the bridge, we give you a working platform.
And this platform is attached to the truck?
Yes, ma'am.
And everything's stable. So how much does that kind of a outfit cost?
You want to buy one? Today's price is $600,000.
Okay, well, there was a show special. Was that with this?
Yeah.
600,000
Yeah.
is the show special? Well, I'll pass. Thank you very much. Oh, how interesting, though. I didn't even know there was such equipment available. This is the sign that originally attracted my interest, and the gentleman I was talking to mentioned that he was hoping, they are hoping, that the infrastructure bill that's being discussed about repairing bridges, etc., may come to pass, because that will help their niche business of providing underbridge access solutions. I'm at the Bay Links. Is that right?
That's right.
The Bay Links booth, and I'm looking at this huge truck behind this gentleman, whose name is?
My name's Mikkel.
Okay, Mikkel. What is that truck?
This is a volumetric mixer. Specifically, this is our Titan mixer. And the idea behind this is you can make concrete on site. So what we do is we keep all the components of concrete separate. Stone on the right side, sand on the left, and then cement in the back portion. We have a separate water tank up front. Everything comes down the line and mixes right in the auger right at the bottom. And this way you can create concrete fresh on site, only create what you need. And you can also drive to far distances, such as 2-3 hours away, and still have fresh concrete, even if you're far away from the batch plant.
Okay, because I just talked to another man who said if you have the regular concrete mixer, you want to pour it within an hour.
That's right. Yeah, they have concrete has a shelf time. So if you're looking for a 90-minute drive, by the time the concrete gets there, to even make it workable, you got to add water, and then you're drastically reducing the strength. And often people will just turn away that concrete because it doesn't meet the specifications.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, one more question. How much does this cost, ballpark?
Ballpark, if you're going to include the truck with it, the entire service, it can range somewhere around the $300,000 mark, and it depends what options, what truck details, everything like that you put on.
Okay, all right, well, for big projects.
That's right.
They'll
yeah.
spend the $300,000.
But you can also produce concrete at a cheaper price this way as well.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Car, your trucks, whatever it is. And so with your 16-year-old daughter, you don't know where she is. You put a tracker in there, and you can see right where she is.
So that's all it is.
Yeah. So I mean, it's you just pop it up in the in your truck or whatever you want to put it in, and then you get on the app, and it looks just like that.
Okay, so in the contractor business, you would know where your trucks are.
You would know where your trucks are. You know how fast they're going. You know who's speeding. You know who's got their seatbelt on. All that stuff. You know who's at a bar, who's not supposed to be.
Damn it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And why do you have the bass boat? Just because?
Well, I mean, whenever so that's my title sponsor. So I just drive around and advertise for GPS tracking. And if I walk out of the hotel, my boat's gone. I really don't care because I can find it.
Okay, because the tracker's on the boat.
Yeah.
I got
Tracker's
it.
on the boat.
I'll be darned. Thank you very much. We're at Drinkable PPE booth. There looks like some bottles of stuff. And I'm asking What is your name?
This is Bethany, and I'm Bethany, and this is Caitlin. Hi.
Hi, Caitlin. Okay. Well, Bethany says you're the one that should answer this question. Why are you here at the World of Concrete?
So we are Soar Performance. We do drinkable PPE, and what that means is that we believe that hydration is just as important as putting on your hard hat, your safety goggles, your vest before you go into a job site. We use simple, all-natural ingredients, so it's very gentle and easy on your body, and it makes you feel really good.
Okay, and so you're trying to convince construction owners to buy and supply
to provide electrolyte replenishment that again is very easy on the body. We really believe that hydration can help with heat stress mitigation as well. So we have two different lines. One is an anytime maintenance hydration, and then we have a high level performance intense hydration for very hot, very sweaty, very physical job environments.
Well, right now in Las Vegas, that's what you have.
Absolutely.
And
you go outside in the heat and immediately you start sweating.
Yeah, so if a contractor says, I got to supply this stuff, what do they buy? Do they buy cases? They
buy it by the case quantity. We have a few different formats available, just depends on the application. We have ready to drink bottles, so it's a pre-mixed liquid. We have powdered singles in both the Sword and the Shield line, so you can just pour these into a standard bottle of water. It'll dissolve clear, shake it up and go. And then we also do our wonderfully delicious and just fantastic electrolyte freeze pops. So these are really great because obviously they're going to cool your core very quickly, but then they also have electrolytes in them. So it's a really nice
So you put those in the freezer or the cooler?
Yep, put them in the freezer, and as you can see, they freeze clear, so you don't have to worry about dyes in any of our products staining the concrete.
I'll be darned. Well, I didn't expect to see a booth like this here, but now I understand. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Are you talking to me? So you have a big heavy truck and you want to work on the underneath part? Here's what you have to do to lift it up. This gentleman's shorts match his bag. It's a familiar name. Seems to me I've been hearing the steel name on television recently. And we got a wave. Hello, guys. Well, I have a camera looking at a camera, and the reason is I'm about to leave the West Extension and head back for my ride home, which will be at least a 30-minute walk, so I need to get started. I've had a wonderful time at World of Concrete. I actually like the fact that there weren't crowds everywhere. I could stop and talk with people. The World of Concrete show typically is in January, which is not construction season. Now it is in June, which is construction season, so some folks decline to attend. But I loved it, and I think the West Extension is quite lovely, although it's a little bit difficult to walk to. I think they will be in the future providing transportation that won't require such long walks. Anyway, I want to welcome back World of Concrete. I'm glad conventions are back in Las Vegas. Whoopee.